When I get that going, I know we good. Come on. You the only thing that hold me up. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, back to us. All right, cool, cool. All right. All right, we're back with what is this? Our third official, second or third official?
Definitely more than second. We like a we probably like a third or fourth. Maybe not.
Third,
I don't
third. I
know.
think it's third.
Maybe not.
Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. Official Unlearn, Relearn. Man, we've been doing this thing live, a live podcast. Um, man, giving you guys some great insight and great conversations. We've had some great stuff. You definitely check out our replays on uh, our YouTube channels. Facebook it lasts for what, a month, or is it just, I don't know how long. It
Yeah.
delete
I
it
think
deletes
Facebook
them
just
after
kicked them
what, a
off
month.
after 30 days. Yeah, I think they deleting them after 30 days on Facebook.
All right, hold on one second, Brandy. Hold on one second. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We should be clear now. I didn't have my Ethernet plugged in, so we was a little choppy at first. I was wondering like why it's doing that. Yeah. But yeah, this is Brandy Yates. Uh, man, life coach, accountability coach, your favorite accountability coach,
Yes.
and I'm Brother Love. I've done coaching. I don't really, call myself a coach like that, but I have done it. You know, I actually enjoy doing coaching. But everybody tells me like you should do like counseling, and I'm not interested in, you know, doing
Yeah,
like counseling.
do the coaching. That's the other because a lot of people used to push me toward the therapist route, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't interested in going through the schooling, and I don't know. I don't really want to do like certain studies. Therapists, they have certain bounds legally that they can and can't do, and with coaching, hey, I'm there's no we're not legally held to standards like a therapist is. So I have more free reign in the coaching realm than a therapist do to say what I want to say, do how I want to do. So I took the life coaching route instead of therapy, the therapist route. So you go the coaching route, versus the counseling. People go for the money, but there's also billing issues, and it's again, you're bound to a certain thing to be able to bill or be able to even get paid for that type of thing. And so I didn't want to do it. So
mm.
to the life coaching part.
Yeah. Look, that makes sense. That's exactly how I felt about it. Even though I enjoy, it's a therapist that I be seeing online, a couple of them that I see online, and I like what they're doing, but do I think I could have the patience to do that, or I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I got the heart for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got some good subjects for you guys today. Good conversations. Um, Man, I'm gonna just go ahead and get on into it. We're gonna start out. Look, I get most of our stuff. If you just now watching this, I get a lot of stuff from Threads. Go on Threads. Threads has a lot of good conversations going on. And if there's a platform that's like that, where it's like good conversations going on that we can talk about, definitely shoot, let us know. I know it's some stuff that be going on that I'm not even on like that. But I do like Threads. Brandy posts a lot of good stuff on Threads, and we're gonna go with something that she posted that I've had saved. And all right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. All right. When you allow your relationship to thrive in routine, then it starts to shift to a relationship that's not thriving at all. Let that sink in when you're obsessing about getting into another one. Okay. All right. Do you even remember this? I
I
feel like
think
it's been a little.
I think I do. I think that stemmed from, a lot of people obsess over being in a relationship, and everybody want their person. That's the thing now. We all want our person, but the thing about it is people look at what's being posted. They don't look at the work that's being done behind the scenes in a relationship. So it's like when we obsess over being with someone, or we want that relationship, we also don't take into account once you get in that relationship, it's up to you to keep it fresh. If you start thriving in routine, routine is good for a certain portion of the relationship. But when you start thriving in routine and you're just operating in routine and everything's the same old every day in and out, there's no mystery there anymore. You start to become stale. So, it's like, people they want the relationship, but you got to realize like the relationship is going to always require you to be doing some type of changing or some type of improvising, because when you again it's easy to become stale in something. You're in routine. It's I'm being pulled every which way, my partner being pulled every which way. It's easy to get stuck in routine, and don't let kids be involved, because then now the relationship is all about the kids and it's no longer about you and your partner. So that's what I was kind of saying with that stat. Like, don't be so obsessed over being in a relationship and not understanding the work that is going to take in order to make that relationship thrive. We talk about the years people are together, but it's like, yeah, are you just together counting the years, or have you made those years actually count? So,
Mm. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and I feel like I'm just gonna add to that. I feel like we might have learned. Like you said, everybody is looking for their person, and the conversation is more about looking for a person and finding a person than actually being in a relationship and how it functions. And don't get me wrong. Looking for your person is an important journey that you go on, but it's not the end of the journey. Like it's not the end all be all, because you found them and everything is, like I feel like I've said it before that a healthy relationship, healthy marriage is not self sustaining. Okay, you have to put in the effort and energy to make it do what it do. Okay, you have to put that in there, and if you think that you just showing up and y'all going through the whole, everyday routine is enough, this is exactly how you get into a space where you like, man, I'm unhappy.
yep,
This ain't doing it for me. Like,
yeah,
because
yep,
it's not it becomes not enough, to
yeah.
just do that.
There's a certain thing as having your person and still being bored. And that's why it's this whole thing that I don't believe in getting in a relationship because you're bored. Like, I did a small video. I did do a small video this year on that, and I'm like, that's so unattractive to see men talk about sitting around there and talk about you bored, especially when you in your 30s and 40s. Bored for what? When you get in a relationship, do you not know you still gonna be the same bored person? Because that other person is not about to come and just make your life so happy to where you will never see boredom again. No, you will see boredom again.
Hmm.
So it's like, I don't know, we don't talk enough about the work of it. I saw I don't know if that was today or yesterday. I saw a married guy make a he actually shared a post, and it talked about how people who are actually healthy and happy in relationships, they're gatekeeping. And it was basically saying they're not speaking on it, because I used to be the one to be like, man, why we can't see more healthy stuff? But it made sense because he was like, we gatekeeping, because the moment we start actually talking about the work of the relationship, you gonna call us simps, you gonna call us pick me's, and you gonna call us slaves, things like that. Because when it comes to a real relationship, now us on the outside, we looking in like, the women. I want my man to take care of everything. You looking at that as if that's the real society of it. No, the women who have men taking care of everything, guess what? You don't see. She putting in a lot more work in other areas. So it ain't just peaches and creams and my feet kicked up while he paying all the bills. That ain't what's going on. But it's like that's the conversations we're seeing. And when the guys shared the post, I'm like, you know what? I used to be like, man, why the healthy people in relationships and marriages aren't talking more? But I get it now. I get why they're gatekeeping, because the things that if they say what's really going on behind the scenes, the work that they're putting in, like one partner probably putting in 0% for whatever reason, the other putting in 100, one putting in 10, the other putting in 90. Like if they start talking about those, people gonna attack their relationship and call them slaves or call them pick me's or call them simps, because this is what real relationships look like. All that talking, typing y'all be doing on social media, that ain't real relationship. That's fantasy land.
That's the truth. Y'all theorizing on a bunch of scenarios that ain't realistic, you know. And I mean, I agree with that. Like, but I think a lot of people, and I'm not even just talking single people, just people in general need to understand that there's going to be portions of the advice that you can take in and use and apply, and then there's going to be that. It doesn't mean everything is guaranteed. I can give you advice all day. That don't mean it's just guaranteed for every scenario. There is some stuff that you have to, you know, be cautious about when you're going down that path, right? But that doesn't mean it's bad advice. That means if this scenario plays out how I'm saying it's going to play out, then this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it's as simple as that. And I don't think a lot of people nowadays understand that. So when married people are giving the advice, they're like, "Well, no, if I do this, this gonna happen." Like, no, 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 you don't understand. Like this, if I'm telling you the communication is more to communication than just telling people how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that if you do that, that dismisses a person from having bad character and having a bad reaction to you. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if two people who can communicate do it like this, it's gonna work like this. This is what I'm telling you. And I think people don't understand that those small details of it is what you have to take from the people giving the advice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand how the nuance works and doesn't work for you as well. You
Yeah,
know.
because there is nuances in every piece of advice. There's nuances in every relationship. I was clipping up a video earlier today where it was an older video we did, and you was actually saying, Jet, I can give you the advice all I want based off my experience, which will be a real experience. However, you're not dating or marrying the person that I'm marrying. So I can give you that advice, but you always got to take it with a grain of salt, because you still ain't getting the person that I'm getting. So it worked for me because of the type of person I was with. But that don't mean you're going to be with that type of person. So you can't really always even say, well, they did it this way and it worked. Yeah, if you're not 100% getting that person they got, it ain't going to work the exact same way with you. So we got to be careful. I'm always in the space of stop obsessing over what somebody else is showing you. Because truth of the matter is, unless these people are just messy, people are not showing you the tough parts of the relationship, the things that they actually have to fight and work through to get back to being able to post the happy stats and the happy photos and the vacations and stuff like that. So stop obsessing over what someone else have and keep working on yourself, because you don't know what type of person you're going to get. You don't know the work you're going to have to do with the person you're going to get. You're not, everybody's not the same. So all advice, even people that's in relationships, it's like, just because they're in a relationship doesn't mean they give the best relationship advice. They're giving you the advice based off their experience with the person that they're with. It doesn't mean it's still going to work for you. So everything, single, divorced, married, whatever, you have to take it with a grain of salt.
100%, 100%. And if you don't get nothing else from taking the advice, you have to keep that in mind. Exactly what you said. Hey, this is for my person, for my situation. Everybody doesn't speak, on a broader scale. You know what I'm saying? But you know, getting back to what the topic, we
Mhm.
look, we're gonna go off the rails. We definitely, what I'm saying.
Often, often, yeah, often.
The routine, like you had said before, certain parts of a relationship does require some routine, right?
Mhm.
Some certain things is like, okay, this is what we do. This is what we're about as a couple, as a unit. Okay, so don't take it as don't do anything consistently, or what I'm saying, like that's not what we're trying to get you to relearn.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not that. It's that, like Brandy said, you know you're growing, you're evolving.
Mhm.
Okay, do different things, do new things, keep that going. It will get tougher. Like you said, you add kids into the equation, you add just years. You gotta spice it up, be different. Like it helps you grow together and who y'all are, because you're not just basing your love off of who you were when you met. That even though that was a legit couple, you're not just basing it off your past. You're basing it off who you are and who you've grown to be. And that and as the years go on, you keep doing that. You keep feeding your relationship new things, new experiences together. Then you'll see the fruits of your labor at the end of it with how healthy your relationship is.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We got You have to be intentional about dating and love. You have to be very intentional.
Yeah.
Very intentional. It's not nothing that just happened. And that's, and people talk about like planned intimacy, right? Like sometimes you do gotta plan it. Sometimes your life is so busy, you like, hey, 6 o'clock, hey, we getting it on. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just get to that. Okay,
Yeah.
like, and that ain't even saying that you shouldn't do spontaneous things, but sometimes it ain't gonna be all spontaneous. Sometimes you do gotta like get like, hey, no matter what's going on during the week, these days, this time,
Mhm.
meet me in the whoop de
Yeah.
whoop. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like sometimes it
Yeah.
go like, but that's where I feel like routine is not too bad. But you don't want to just make it like that. We're all right. Here comes 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, here we go.
Right. And that's why I say some of it is good. Again, take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like routine is good in its proper place, but too much of anything can still be a bad thing. So that's why I said like all this stuff on social media is not real life. Like if you really get down to real life, you gon' see, hey, it is easy to jump into routine when in a relationship. It's easy because you being pulled everywhere. So it's like, yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah, I know you want that spontaneous love or intimacy, but sometimes you may want sex all the time. Sometimes it's gonna require, listen, we ain't got the energy to have sex, but let's lay up. Let's lay up and wrap our legs around each other. Like let's decompress. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some different stuff that's intentionally being thrown in there. Cause it's easy to be tired from every day, and then y'all jump in y'all showers and y'all just get in the bed and go to sleep. It's easy to fall into that. It's easy to fall into, let's make sure the kids is good, and then at the end of the day of that, we forgot to make sure each other is good. It's easy to fall into that. And people look up one day and they wonder, how did we get here? Because you didn't stop the routine. You just kind of let it fester and let it go on to what it went on to. So you can't forget to keep to still check up on each other. Yeah, we grown. We can say what we need. I get it. If you need something, just say it. But pay attention to your partner, because routine happens to the best of us.
Man, that's so true. That's so true. And you can't think that because you might have fell into a routine that you can't get back to what you need to do too.
That
I want
part.
to say that too. Yeah, because
That
sometimes
part.
it's happened where it's like, man. we've been moving and grooving and doing the things, and you got so many events back to back to back, and it's just like you don't think to check in or do what you normally do. And but that don't mean you got to stay there. That don't mean I feel like sometimes it could be like, well, because we fell into this, that means we don't really love each other. Or we fell out of love or something like that.
Yeah.
No, you just got comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we don't talk about enough. When you find your person and you can be completely who you are with them, you can get very comfortable because you
Yes.
like, man, I like this locked down. This is
Mhm.
this is good.
Yep.
And then you start thinking, oh shoot, I ain't gotta I to sit back. I ain't got to
Yep.
do too much of nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah.
we locked in. We didn't got the license back and everything. We married.
Yep.
Okay, like, but it ain't that simple. It ain't,
Mm-mm.
no,
Nope.
for no amount of time, you
Yeah.
know, it's
And
not that
that's why
simple.
I'm like, man, we be, and I get it, people, they even, so there's people who are talking about being single forever because they just hurt. And then there are some people who are talking about being single forever because they understand the work it takes to actually have a successful relationship. And so they're like, hey, I just don't feel like it's my purpose. I don't need the relationship to live a fulfilled life. So it's like, for whatever reason you are wanting to be in a relationship, make sure that there is work forever to be done. It's not over. That's not the end goal. You're getting in there. Just know you will be put to work on every level. So are you ready for the work of relationship? It don't matter how much, it don't matter how good we communicate. It don't matter how in sync we are at all times. It will be tested. Your relationship will be tested because people go through things individually differently. So, we can be great in the first half of our relationship. Then that second half going to start being rocky. So, you gotta be ready for the work of it, and you gotta be willing, like Charlie said, intentional. I gotta be intentional. It's this thing where it's like, well, if you know me, then I shouldn't have to say certain things or tell you when I'm upset or tell you this. And that sounds so cute on paper. That sounds so cute on paper. That sounds so cute on the text or a post in the comment section in the video. It sounds so cute. But the reality is, guys, people are not always mind readers and people go through their own stuff. So they can't 100% always be in tune with you. So yes, it's going to be some times where your partner miss it. So
Mm.
can you put your pride to the side and what you feel like your partner should be knowing about you already and say, look, babe, I ain't been myself lately and it don't look like you ain't seen it. Have the hard conversations that we talk about.
Man, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good. That I shouldn't have to tell you is it's a hindering thing. Let me tell you, I shouldn't have to
You
tell you.
should know me. We've been together how long?
But look, but that, hey, that's the truth though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you have been together so long and you have so much information that some stuff ain't just, it ain't that clear like you think it is. I might be forgetting that, what I'm saying? I know so much about you. I might be forgetting that this thing affects you this way. You might need to remind me of that. That don't mean I don't care.
Yeah.
Our memories ain't that laser, okay? Like, it's plenty of stuff I forget, you know, years after. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much stuff I forget. It's not even funny how much
Yeah.
stuff I forget. You know how often me and my wife did we talk about this?
Yeah.
Did I tell you this story? Did I tell you
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's often that you like. And then you start talking like, hold on, I think I heard this before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like,
Yep.
that's the reality of you being with a person for a long time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to repeat some stuff, and sometimes you got to say it in a way. Sometimes you don't say it in a way that it sticks too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to really let a person know how something affects you in this way,
Mhm.
and you might not have done that the first time.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny because, like, even now for me, to remember my own stuff, I have to put reminders in my calendar to go off. So
Uh,
I don't even remember half of my own stuff, and you want me to remember everything about you? Like, be realistic.
that's
No,
good.
for real. I be like,
That's
dang. I'm like,
good.
man, I gotta put this reminder in the phone. I got that going off. I got this going on because I got so much going on. And then You want me to just remember every single thing about you. Like, that's unrealistic. I'm gonna talk to you after this too. But I did a Zoom before. It was a private paid Zoom, and I did one on unrealistic expectations. And so I
Mm,
think I need to run that back, multiple times, because some things just got to be talked
mm.
about multiple times, different scenarios, different people. But we have a lot of unrealistic expectations in general. And then don't bring the relationship in. Now we really got other unrealistic expectations.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look, that just I just was thinking about it. Talking about trying to remember stuff. I didn't remember that we did a topic twice. You
See?
know what I'm saying?
You know what I
Like
mean? And I was like,
one week,
that sounds familiar. You're like, no, I don't think so.
1 week after the topic,
Yep,
like, and I feel like normally got a good grip on stuff like that, but
you do.
no,
Yep.
but
You
clearly
had a
not.
lot going on that week, obviously.
I, Something, because I definitely, or maybe I just like, man, I love this topic so, but let's just talk about this
Hmm.
again. But it happens. I don't think it's the end all be all. I feel like when it comes to having a routine in a relationship, you just got to know that its place, and know where you should not have a routine. You should have to keep it. And that ain't even saying that you got to get out of your body to keep it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Your person love you, they love you, but still don't make them you know
Yeah.
like
It's as simple as, things have been crazy. We finally got a babysitter. We want to clean the house. Guess what? We finna go eat some ice cream together. Forget that house. It'll get clean. It's as simple as like getting out of that routine.
don't let my
You know what I'm saying?
don't let my wife hear you say that.
Okay.
She be on that type of time for
Edit
sure.
that out. Edit that out.
Like, man, we gotta clean. We gotta clean
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Forget that. She's let's go enjoy each other. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's as simple as that. It's like that house gonna always be there, right? But will our relationship always be there if we're not investing into it? So it's like, all right, we got a babysitter. Listen, well, we can partially clean, and then let's get out and enjoy each other. It's the small simple things like that. Like, just, it's okay to sometimes jump out of that routine to
Mm,
invest into what matters. So
yep. I can hear this being used. I can hear this being used right now. Yep. Thanks for that. Thanks for
edit
that.
that out. Edit. Don't use that clip.
Now that was real though. That was real. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. All good. All good. I ain't gonna trip off of
all good.
it. All right. I'm gonna get to the next. Hold on one second. Yep. Yeah, that was. To be healed in order to have a healthy relationship with a
Send,
person.
send me his name. When we done with this, I need to go follow him. I like that.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
like that. I'm gonna let you tackle that first.
Okay. From my personal experience, I can't speak for everybody, but I don't know if I came into marriage fully healed. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's even a thing to be fully healed. I feel like that's a ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But um, there have been things that I've had to heal from and address and do work with. But I don't know if I made that a goal before I met my wife per se, right? And has that affected our relationship? 100%. and
Mhm.
that's stuff I've had to learn and unlearn. You know what I'm saying? Like uh, going into it, but I don't feel like there was things I did before, but I didn't do everything. But I say this: I didn't know what I had to do before we got serious. I didn't know everything I had to do. I didn't know how things affected it. So I did what I thought I knew to do, and then once more stuff come up, I did more.
Mhm.
It wasn't like a everything is done. No, I did everything I knew to do. And then when I see things are affecting our relationship in a different area, I'm like, oh, okay, I have more stuff I need to do. I have other stuff I need to do. So when it comes to is it necessary? I can't say it's absolutely necessary because, like I said, if you are aware that you have issues you need to tackle, I feel like that's a important step moving forward into a healthy relationship. Just being aware, like, hey, there's some stuff that I do need to work on, and stuff I'm going to make sure I work on without my partner telling me, hey, you got to work on this. I got to make sure I'm tackling that on my own. But like I said, some stuff I wasn't aware of till we might be 2-3 years into marriage. I'm like, oh, I need to, yeah, I need to address that. Okay, so do I think it's absolutely necessary? I don't think so, but it is not bad. It's not a bad thing to do. I wouldn't say, oh, I don't have to do anything if I want to be in a healthy relationship. I wouldn't say that, but is everything going to be healed? I can't say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a general statement to make to say you need to be healed before being in a relationship. I think that's very general. Especially because healing is a forever journey. It's not, it's levels and layers to it. So no, I don't believe you'll be healed before you get in a relationship. Now I do like what the guy said. We do need to be self-aware though, enough to where I'm not projecting this hurt onto you, and I'm not using this to dish you or down you or make you feel like you're the worst person in the world because I haven't healed what I've dealt with before meeting you. So I do think that's necessary, but healing it's a marathon. Like it's forever, depending on the layer of the hurt that you need healing from, depending on how long it happened. There's layers to it. So you can be done with one layer, kind of what you said, like, before you got in a relationship, you didn't know what you needed to work on. That's that. Relationships are the next level of healing, because I feel like even now, as healed as I feel like I am, I know once I meet somebody that I really love, that I really want to work out with, that's gonna be another level of healing. Because then I'm gonna have to learn to watch my mouth better. I'm gonna have to learn to watch my attitude more. I'm gonna have to learn that, hey, you can't just get up and go. It ain't about you all the time no more. You gotta consider somebody else. So it's different when you're single healing than when you're in a relationship healing. Though it's different. So that's why I don't think you'll ever be healed before getting in a relationship. You will have levels of healing, yes, and some of those levels is what you'll attract, or what you'll entertain, because I do believe we attract everything based off what somebody else intention is for you. I can just attract somebody because I look good. That don't mean the person I'm attracting is actually who I am, but they're coming to me because I look good. But it's based off who you entertain, and what you entertain that shows you your level of healing, I feel like. But you're gonna go through another layer that got to be taken off once you actually in a relationship. So yeah, I like what the guy, I like how he worded that. That's why I'm like, give me his name. I'm gonna have to go follow him and see what he talking about some more, because I like when people post realistically. A lot of times we post in general. So I've even caught myself saying it before, just randomly saying, go heal it, or go be healed before you come to me, knowing good doggone well that's a general post. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's layers to healing. Ain't nobody finna just always be healed 100% before they approach you. You know.
That's very true, and that's why I thought it was a good conversation because, like you said, there's so much, there's so many levels to understanding how that looks in real time, and I think we got to get to a place where we learn to just be okay with, be honest about that. Be vulnerable about the fact you need some healing. Quit acting like nothing's wrong with you. Okay, like everybody got some stuff they need to work on, and you don't have to be through these crazy experiences to have to work on something.
Yeah.
Okay, you can come from a very very healthy environment and community and still have stuff you need to work on.
Yep.
Okay, like
Hmm.
no, I don't feel like nobody is above that thing, but you know, p- uh, having our working on ourselves and our personal development, I feel like that's something that we could all, take a lot more serious. I know I can, but like you said, there's stuff that you're gonna be doing by yourself, and then when you get with somebody, it's a whole nother, it's some more stuff that you got to do. And
Yep.
as much as I thought I was so prepared for marriage and the long, I've had to learn a whole lot. But you like I said, that's something that I didn't have this ego about it. Like, oh, I give relationship advice. I know this stuff. No, I'm always learning about this stuff. Always learning new things that I should be watching out for. I need to do, need to change, need to evolve with. Challenging my beliefs, challenging what the sayings are and the quotes and the advice. There's always a learning experience there, and to feel like you're at a space where you just know everything you need to know. I don't think that's a good space to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't address. A lot of us don't address anything. You know what I'm saying? We don't address nothing about ourselves that we know we need to change or don't like or whatever. We
We
we don't.
don't address it, and we don't want other people to address it. That's a bad place to be, because it's quite funny. Again, we can type anything to sound like we're healed. We can type anything to sound like we're just so wise and intelligent. It's quite funny that we know what everybody else needs to do to heal, but we don't know what we need to do. It's quite funny. It's
Yeah.
quite funny we can recognize where everybody else need healing at and what they doing wrong, but when it comes to us, the mirror don't work unless we trying to see if we fine or handsome. That's the only time a mirror work. Like, so it's quite, we can, it's easy to get buzzwords and it's easy to get lines that people say and requote them and all of that to like show that we're further off healing than we really are.
Mm,
You know how healed somebody is based off your personal experience with them. And I'ma always say that. It's a lot of people I love online. And I'm like, oh my God, if I could just get to their level. However, I don't know them personally, which means I don't know if they're talking the talk or if they're actually walking the walk.
right.
I don't know. I only could go by what I see. But once you get with people, because I've seen people, I'm like, man, they so dope. I want to be around them. Being around them, and I had to go get that off of me. They put some bitterness on me. They put some gossip on me. They put things on me that I didn't see online with them, because again, people talk the talk online, but when you get in person with them, you really start seeing who they really are. And you be like, dang, that person really ain't healed. They so messy.
Hmm.
So it's like you got to be careful with people appearing to look healed. Even with me and my friends, I do know a lot. But I'm also doing the work too. I'm not just talking the talk. But there are times where I have to be like, to my friends, I'm like, yeah, I ain't done. They'll say something, I'll be like, yeah, they ain't. I ain't healed in that part yet, because and I'll explain it. But it's like but I know me. I won't lie about the things that I need to still work on. There's a lot of people lying about the things they need to work on.
Yeah. That's the truth, and that's like I say. I think that's where we need to, grow as a culture. Like we need to learn how to just be real about it. It's not a ranking system where this person is more healed than that person, so they're better in this way, and no. I mean, everybody needs something, and kudos and to whoever's done the work and got to that space that they need to get to. That's a personal journey, though. You can't judge your journey off of their journey. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you got your own what might be a hill or a mountain for you might not be one for them.
Mm-mm.
Some people could be celebrating a year of sobriety from drinking, and some people could be celebrating a year of sobriety from drugs. It's two different it's two different things. But you can't you got to let people set their personal growth and all that. You got to let them have that, and you have yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think it's nothing wrong with you just doing, having your own identity when it comes to your growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I I've overcome things. It might not mean nothing to Brandy. It might not mean nothing to the next person, but for me, like, man,
Yeah.
big stuff. Like, okay, yeah, I got through that. That could have killed me.
Hmm.
Like, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, because Brandy didn't do this thing, she ain't on my level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we should look at each other like that. Whatever you've overcome, man, kudos to you, because that
Yeah.
was a mountain for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but because it wasn't a mountain for me, don't mean it isn't worth anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, and then you got to be careful. We talking about healing. Is healing necessary for a healthy relationship? You also got to be careful with linking with people who, because we all need spaces to be vulnerable in. We need safe spaces, but you got to be careful with linking with people. Now the lines could get blurry with this too. I'm not talking about people who actually hold you accountable, right? And as they should. I'm talking about being careful of linking with people who use what they know about you to still keep their foot on your neck.
Mm,
You can be tripping, and I can say, look now you did this with the last two men. Like at some point, we got to change that. I'm holding you accountable to what you've done, but to throw in your face, be like, that's why you ain't gonna never have nobody. Like that's a different level
mm,
of, what I'm saying. Like, so you got to be careful when you connect with people and giving them your vulnerable parts. Like me, even with my friends don't know everything about me. There are some things that I find is so sacred that that's only between me and God. That doesn't mean you're not a great friend. That doesn't mean I can't trust you. It's just that I know once you release something in the atmosphere, it's out there. You don't know what people will do with the information. People also go through their own things. I've had fallout with friends, right? This is my experience. So because of my experience, this is how I choose to move with future friends. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with my experience. So no, I will not tell my friends everything about me. Some things is literally just gonna stay between me and God while we work that thing out. I'm a firm believer at do not put nothing out in the atmosphere that you cannot handle being used against you. If I put it
mm.
out and I tell you, it's because I can handle that being used against me. So,
Yeah, you said everything you ain't ready to handle like that.
no,
Like, yeah, everything you ain't ready to put out there and handle like that at all.
no.
Like, and I definitely understand that. But when it comes to being in a relationship with a person, um, sometimes there are things you don't want to address because you don't want them to look at you a certain type of way, and I feel like that's some stuff that you have to figure out. Is it going to be worth? Is it going to be worth me bringing it to them? Is it worth? Is it worth me? Putting this out there so they can, what I'm saying, can judge me, um, or is it like a thing where you don't want to come off trying to manipulate the situation, right? You don't want to come off like trying to be something that you're not, right? So it is certain things that you like. I need to go ahead and I need to go ahead and just say that
Mm,
way. That way on the back end, ain't nobody's coming to say anything crazy that I lied about anything. Let me just put this up front. You know, um, but then it's stuff that is like you said sacred to you that you don't have to necessarily be telling anybody really. Like what I'm saying, like you said, that's between me and God. That ain't necessarily information to you, but at the same time, it don't affect who I am and our relationship
mm.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like that need to be distinguished. Before people just be like, "Oh man, I ain't telling nobody." You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna tell nobody. Nothing. You know,
Mhm.
in order to manipulate how they gonna feel about you in the long run. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I don't think it's that, but it is certain things you just have to know what that is, what's necessary, and then what's not necessary.
Yeah.
Something that you, if you want to tell somebody, you could, but if you didn't, it wouldn't hurt nobody because
Right.
it's between you and God, right?
Right, right. Because let's be honest. I mean, breakups happen, divorces happen. So again, my mindset is I'm not revealing anything that I don't want to be used against me later. And that's just it. You may break up with somebody, go through a divorce, they with their new person or whatever, and they talking about, yeah, this she or he did X, Y, and Z, and they couldn't open up because of that. Like now you telling my business to somebody else that I never would have revealed it to. So
Hmm.
it's like, yeah, you have to be careful on what you reveal, even with a partner. And let's be real, like we got to get this stigma out of our head that our partner is our therapist. They're not. Some people go through
Yeah,
traumas to where your partner is not capable. They're not well equipped enough to handle that. You need to go to a therapist. Like let's stop trying to make our partners our therapists because they're not. That's not the role they came to play. If you have one who can play that, then whoop de doo. Congratulations. You the 1%er. But let's not make our partner have to step into the role of being our therapist. If you really need real help, go get that real help so that
yeah.
you don't bleed on your partner, or so that you don't hold your partner to a standard that they didn't sign up to be, which was a therapist. And so then now you blaming them for you not being healed because they ain't saying the right thing or giving you the right solution.
Man, that's look, that's a whole nother thing right there. But everybody don't. You got to understand, everybody don't have the capacity to take that information in. They just don't. Everybody that can't. And then you might, like you said, you might take it as, oh, they don't really care for me. Like, no, I just don't know what to do with all that. I don't know what to do with all that. I just don't. A professional would. Let's just give it to a professional. And I think that's a lot to take on as a partner too. Try to take on this trauma that a person has been through, and you don't have the tools to properly address it at all. You just got to be real about that. That doesn't make you any less of a person. If you don't have the capacity, you don't have the capacity. Be honest about that. I think being honest about that is a healthier thing to do than to try to take on something and it's destroying you because you taking on their burdens and stuff. Like, I don't think that's how you should go about doing that. I think give people what they can handle, and if they can't, like you said, give it to somebody professional. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to get out of that. Give
Mhm.
professionals are there, to help you through that properly. They got they're trained, and they're fully equipped with the information and the skills and tools that you need to hear from. I don't want to go get counsel from a random married couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have something. If you're gonna be giving me marriage counseling, you got to have something professional that you are about. I don't want just some random. Go ask my auntie and them. They've been
Mhm.
married for 30 years. Like, I don't want that. I want some professionals if they're gonna help. You know. But yeah, that's I thought that would be a good, a good time. Like I said, a lot of nuance, a lot of different things to come out of that, and I feel like that's the kind of conversations that we need to have to
Mhm.
where we flushing this thing all the way out, and it ain't just, you know, it sounds good to say yes, right? It just sounds good to just say yes. Just if you look at it as a blanket statement, a general statement, you like, oh, well, of course, of course I need to be, but no, once you really break it down and be realistic about it, and how it affects and doesn't affect certain things, I mean, no, it's not completely a necessary thing, especially when you say healing, and you understand that healing is a journey, it's a long, like what you say, it's a marathon.
It's layers to it. Yeah.
It's,
That's
it's,
yeah, that's why I like that post, because it's like we gotta let's unlearn a lot of this general stuff. Some things do cause for general posting and general conversations. But if you really want to have a conversation, we're gonna have to dive into it, because you hear the go heal, go heal, go heal, be healed before the relationship. But the one that you put up that the guy said, I mean, you ain't got to be all the way healed before the relationship, but you should be aware to not, X, Y, and Z. Like that's realistic.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, people don't know. Yeah, I was healed before I got a relationship. Then what happened? Cause you ain't healed now. We see it. So
Right.
did the relationship undo your healing? So it's
Right.
like we gotta stop lying. A lot of people ain't all the way healed before getting in that relationship. So like that, we would need to talk about the gray areas. I'm a gray area person. And
Yeah.
it used to be hard for me to say that because people like, nah, you got to pick a side. I don't always have to pick a side because there are no sides to pick. There are gray areas in this
Yeah.
because everybody experiences different things. I'm just not a people pleaser no more, so I'm okay with saying I live in the gray area. What you gonna do about it? So change my mind. Give me something good to say. I'ma choose white or black. Until then, I'm going to live in the gray area. And the
Yeah.
healing that's one of those gray areas. I feel like for me.
Definitely. Definitely. Like you said, it's not gonna be black and white. It's just not gonna be like that. But like I said, if you're, I think the best thing to do is just be open to, you might need some healing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be open to that. You might need some healing. I had to, you know, especially for men, it's a lot harder to accept that. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Don't I
it.
know it? Boy, y'all people work.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay,
you
edit that
know.
part out now.
Oh no, we didn't net out. We didn't net out.
They're
We
like,
go.
she hates men.
Right. Exactly. No, look, no gray area at all with that. That's hey. No, but I mean, if we gonna be real, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just men, but men do have a lot of hard time just saying, yeah, man, I probably do need some help with this.
Well,
And we do.
so I like how you said it ain't just men. It ain't because women, we talk about healing all day long and we further from it.
Mm,
So it is. It ain't a gender thing. It's not. We throw out our little jokes or whatever, but it's not a
yeah,
gender thing. It goes back to what I said. Just because you can type about it, don't mean you actually living it. The main people who always talking about somebody need to heal be the main ones that need to go heal and
exactly.
don't. So yeah, it definitely ain't about a gender thing, but it's
No, you
we
see it
both
with
need it, men
yeah,
and women.
you
We
see it with
definitely.
everybody. You definitely see it with everybody,
Mhm.
and and uh and I think that's this where we need to get to, where it's like, hey, everybody need healing. It ain't and but at the same time, but I think both can be true. Yes, everybody need healing. Yes, men might need it more, maybe. Okay, I'm not. That ain't me coming for nobody. That's just I understand that it's harder for us to even admit it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Even admit that we need help, need, something's going on, go see a therapist, go see somebody. It's harder to admit that as us. That's just being real. Sometimes
Yep.
you got to be real about it. It is harder for us to admit that.
Yep.
But I know I've never been to therapy, but I would definitely want to go. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saysaying? Like, I'm not opposed to going at all. I'm just curious to see what could be going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what am I not aware of? I'm curious to. It's an interesting thing to me. It's not like oh man, ain't nothing wrong. It probably is something wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Like, till I go, I couldn't tell you. But
Mhm.
am I happy with myself at the same time? Am I happy with who I am and who I have grown to be as a person? 100%,
Mhm.
100%. But I still don't feel like, oh man, that ain't. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no thing for me. It can't hurt nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't hurt me to go and talk to some people, get some deep conversations going. I mean, I live there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
where I live at. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go there. I
Yep.
want to see. I'm curious to see if something's going on. You might make me aware of something that I would never have been aware of without
Yep.
seeking that professional help.
Yep.
But yeah, this was good conversation, good healthy conversation, good stuff. Man, Brandy said, y'all men go get some healing. Okay.
Mhm.
Look, we clipped that. I mean, that's, man, it's going to go crazy,
They
man.
went, oh, she hates men. Yeah, go get healing.
Did you get, and look, and
Whatever.
then you got to compare that to the clips where they say you a pick me. Then you know what I'm saying? Like it's you can't win neither one of them. You
You
know what I'm
ain't gonna
saying?
win. Like I said, I live in a gray area. I'm comfortable in the things I know. I've learned. I'm comfortable in the things that I say. I only apologize if I feel like I surely need to apologize. I don't apologize for people's feelings. I mean, it's yours. I'm a big girl. You know, if I don't like somebody saying something, I could stop listening. You know, so it's like
Mm,
I don't have to apologize. Like, go find the people that's for you. You know, that's another thing. It's like, instead of going and find the people that's for you, you want to try to force people to fit into your box. You know,
mhm.
no, just go find the people that don't hurt your feelings. You know, it's all good. Or if you want to unlearn to relearn, stay on platforms like this. Like, it's gonna hurt some. You're gonna have to say ouch sometimes. You know, so
Hey, that's the I look. I just think we just come from a different school. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't even about hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hurt by that, I mean, okay. I
that
can't.
was God talking to you. That wasn't me then, because I don't know you.
Right, right. I
Don't
don't know
that
what
be
you're
funny?
talking
The people you don't even know be mad like you talking to them.
about.
Like,
Yes.
I didn't even know your mama had you. Like, how you I didn't know you existed. Like, what you? I don't know your life. Mad at me.
Right.
I said it.
I had a lady send me paragraphs on TikTok. I just deleted it. I didn't even read. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know you, lady. Like I cannot take people on the internet serious when they do
Yeah,
that. I just can't take you serious. Like
yeah,
I if you want to have a good conversation, I'm down for that. But you getting going crazy over something that I done posted, I'm deleting that.
hmm,
Like I'm not even finna engage with that. You talking about stuff I don't know what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about some you like we personally know each other, like you said. Like
exactly.
I
Yeah,
don't. No, I ain't. I'm not here. Either like the post, add to it, go against it, whatever. But you want to argue? If you specifically want to argue, I'm deleting that. All that, like whatever. I don't care about the
yeah,
engagement. That I'm delete. I don't even want to. I'm not even finna look at that.
yeah. That's what I'm working on now. Is finding my happy medium with addressing the conversation, or just deleting it and moving on. Like I this week I unfollowed a couple of guys that I actually been following for years, but I've been patient with a post, trying to be understanding. But this week was just like, you know what? I'm so sick. As much as I will hold a woman accountable, I don't want to hear y'all whine about women all day. Like, you're
Mm,
grown, you're older than me. I'm 38. Like, get it together. So, and I actually said something to one of them, and I'm like, when I can ignore you and let you do your thing, right? But once I get to the point where I say something to you, you on your way out the door with me, because it's irritating. Like, I don't care how much I hold women accountable. I do not want to sit there and see grown men talking about women in a bad way every single day, all day. Like, bruh,
yeah,
golly, it's annoying.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's what they call it. Decentering. Yeah,
I don't know, but it's annoying. I know that. So I'm like, so to help me in that area to not continue to get into those conversations, I just unfollow them. Like, look,
yeah.
I don't even want to see the stuff no more. You're just so annoying.
That's man. I haven't had to unfollow anybody. It's been a while since I like unfollowed a person. Yeah,
I
but
love it.
it, but I don't think I follow anybody that annoys me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody who I follow, well, I don't know if it's everybody, but the people who I see, they haven't said nothing. I'm like, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you're tripping. Like I gotta unfollow you.
Yeah.
But Hey, I mean, shout out for you at least trying to be patient with some. I don't want to hear nobody talk negative. Period. I don't care what it's about.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear it consistent, like you said, every day. You know, every once in a while you got to gripe. That's cool, but
Yeah.
every day you got an issue with people of the opposite sex or dating or love, marriage, whatever. I don't want to hear none of that
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
personally. But
Nope.
yeah. All righty. Look, we can got to a healthy hour. Hope you guys enjoyed this live episode. Thank you guys for commenting. You know, man, great conversation. Thank you, Brandy, for your time. And you guys catch us again. Like I said, we do these. When everything lines up perfectly, we do them. Sometimes life happens, but it's live though. What you expect. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we gotta put our time and schedules into this. But we appreciate y'all watching, and this has been
Yep.
our great episode, Unlearn and Relearn. Come follow me and Brandy. All the links should be all in the descriptions to follow me and Brandy on all podcasts. All right,
Yep. Yep. Catch us every Sunday, hopefully. If nothing happens, we'll be here on Sundays. So
for sure. All right. I'm getting off this thing.